Alright, whatever happens now. Wake the fuck up, McWonderbeast. We got a streamy to burn. Alright, whatever happens now.
We got Gruggles to
It's true. What time is it in your country? Midnight?
God damn it.
Here at comfy 9:03 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Chrome.
Surely Visceral has his number.
He's my roommate.
Just ring his ass.
So the weather,
Oh yeah, the weather, it's like
How are you, Fetzer?
There's a sun.
I've seen a few suns in my lifetime. Cool. I reckon if I just keep moving my mouse there. I live on Philippines. Sunny with... Holy moly. Alright, so who has the power here to send a rock into McWonderbeast's window? Wait, is it getting hotter or colder for y'all? It's getting hotter. I think I wake up sweaty most days, but honestly, I'm so like stricken with heat that I forget it. Doing pretty good. Haven't done much occasional poleaxing. It's true. Where's my support worker? I can't read. Cool. I'm gonna quickly do some Is today the meeting? Oh, fuck me. Oh, I don't know, man. Why'd I even make the group chat? God.
Fucking McWonderbeast. Where are you, man?
Joining?
Joining.
Holy shit, huge news. Get him up on stage. This is our first guest. This is the one and only GoodMalware. Every time you've bumped and nodded your head to a song in HalfSword, this is the guy responsible. Okay? That scared the shit out of me. Holy moly.
Get McWonderbeast in here now.
It's not as simple as that, man.
You can start with questions on music instead of McWonderbeast. He would probably wake up later. What a loser.
I don't think he's a loser. I just think he's asleep.
Did you kick GoodMalware or did he leave?
I think he kind of left. That was not me.
Microphone check. His microphone's having issues. He's fixing that, I guess.
That's all good.
All is well.
Well, we are live, and we are gaming, as the kids say.
Well, I sure do hope that McWonderbeast joins before the viewer count hits, well, it's, more than 13.
Oh, this is peak right here. No, this is peak.
We can hope.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was.
Welcome to the stream, my lord.
Thank you. How are you guys?
Good, good. I'm gonna quickly turn you
Doing
up
very
to
well.
3 billion%. Your mic's a little bit quiet.
Yeah, please do me.
Alright. I turned you up as much as I humanly can.
I will speak close to the mic.
We like a little bit of
I don't-
malware ASMR.
Yeah, hello.
Cool. Can't hear him. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Let me see if I can turn you up on OBS. We'll set it to... It's good now? Okay. Cool. So... How long have you been...
Your voice.
how am I doing?
Yeah, how are you, boys?
You know what?
A lot
I
better
think,
now.
Yeah. It's good to hear your voice finally. I don't think I've ever heard your voice.
I am not older. I am a little younger than you thought.
So I guess let's start with some questions. How long have you been making music, man?
Well, since I started basically secondary, I think more than 16 years, basically. But I was always like a noob in music. So yeah, more than 16 years, I think. Sorry for my
Damn.
English. I don't speak.
Trust me,
Oh,
your
no,
English
man.
is better than
Yeah.
mine. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you were coming through. You were coming through crystal clear, man.
Nice.
Yeah, my main language is Spanish. I am from Argentina.
Nice.
So yes, I am 29 years old. So yes, but in music, like this is my first project, like earning money and something like that, like decent. Like I can live with the HalfSword. I want more projects like other games. Like I would like to make other genres, and yeah, expand all in music. Like
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves,
yeah.
what do you do? What do you do with HalfSword? Do you just do the music, or do you do the sound effects, or what do you do with the actual development?
Well, I mainly do the music. Basically, all the music is mine, except from one song in the Itch.io version, like the oldest version that there is. That's the main menu. That's not my song, but every song is mine. And sometimes I make like little tunes, like for example the wind tune, like the loose tune, or the dead tune, for example, are also mine. So yeah. But sound effects is not my genre. I don't know how to call it.
It's not, not your job, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a question from
they-
oh, sorry, you go.
Yes. No problem.
So a commenter asks, how long does it usually take for you to make a song for HalfSword? Because honestly, they are bangers. But yeah, how long does it usually take for you?
Well, this is maybe a surprise, but I maybe took 1 day to make a song. A good song. I made a lot of songs, but the ones that I think that are good, I will post it. So I think 1 day, and maybe in the next day I just hear them again to see if something is missing. But like most 2 days, and
I
with
feel
that,
that.
with mixing. My music is not complex at all. It's like very simple. I think I always try to make simple things, like you can't just sing the melody, for example. And I also don't this is not that I don't like, it's like I can't make like longer songs, like 50-minute songs, for example, like I don't know, or evolutionary songs, like it develops into the
progressive.
game. Yes, exactly. But I also think that progressive music in HalfSword can't work because it's like all small matches, you know. It's like maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. So progressive music doesn't work at the moment with the arena mode. Maybe in the future, like I don't know, in other HalfSword, like if it's like a story mode, or like you travel to you're traveling in the world or something like that. I don't know, and maybe a progressive music would work. But right now, it's gonna be like classic old songs. I
feel
also
that.
think my music as I play a lot of like old school games, like I don't know, Doom, Quake, Age of Empires. So I like to take that kind of Sega, that kind of 20s song, like 200 what's it called? So yeah, that old
And that's your
school vibe.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, it fits really well, honestly. That's something that
Hello,
I've
chat.
always kind of touched on. Oh yeah, that's something I always kind of touched on whenever I'm talking about the game, is how well the music can kind of blend into the gameplay, and it really suits it. Like, it hits the tone perfectly.
You know, I think
Well,
there should be achievements for every time you like hit Willy on beat that does more damage.
Turn it
I
into a rhythm
always
game.
strive to do that.
Yeah, I think that subconsciously people play with the time of the song. Maybe just for fun, or maybe because it feels good. But they are like, if it's a slow song, they play more cautious, and if it's a fast-paced song, it's like, okay, I'm gonna f you up.
So we have the music, and we have the music developer. We also have with us the actual voice of every time you brutally dismember Willy. So that would be a Kepontrucken voice actor. Would you like to introduce
Who?
yourself, Matt?
Oh, yeah. My name is Kepontrucken. I otherwise known as the God of Clowns. I am the voice actor for HalfSword. I did the Gruggles and the Oz, if you will.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, in terms
any-
of like, how did it start? How did you start voicing, screaming? What's that whole story about?
So, there used to be a channel in the Discord called Sounds. I just saw a shit ton of people sending in, well, mostly stock sound effects. Other people were sending in, somebody sent like the Tarkov voice acting, and like, oh fuck this shit, I'm gonna, let's, I first
Just go
started
ham.
with gurgling, because like that's what the equipment I had wasn't great for loud screaming sounds, and it still isn't. So I started with gurgling, and then I guess Frankie or something saw it, and then, hey, can we use this? I said yes. Eventually, I recorded screaming, and I sent those about, I think it was a year later. I tried to go into the Navy. That didn't work out, and then I had to get out of boot camp before I could send them the screaming.
Speaking of screaming,
And then,
we have multiple comments on the stream begging you to scream. Is that something you're willing to do?
I can't do that right now. I have neighbors. I'm in an actual apartment now, so I can't do it at home.
Sorry,
At least
chat.
not until I get soundproofing set up.
You know, I can scream for you. Would you like that?
Sure, let's do it.
Alright, how's that?
Great. As for I love to smoke cigarettes, you wouldn't have gotten a different voice actor. It's just maybe you would have gotten you would have gotten me, but like better and not mentally ill.
Well, try.
That's the sauce, man. That's the sauce.
So, in terms of music, we had a comment a while ago asking if there will be any new music coming to EA. Do you have any scoops on that, or anything you can share?
Well, of course, it's gonna be new music. Of course, the thing with my music is that because there are short songs, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, I need more songs in the game, so it's not repetitive. So more songs incoming, basically. Yes.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I think, I think I blew my vocal cords out for that little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Cool. So we have the music behind it. We have the voice of the screams. I'm gonna quickly check if we can get the art direction behind it. See what he's up to. Maybe. Weather.
Hey Moo,
What's up, man?
what? Oh, I think we have too many people on the trail of you potentially being moist critical to ignore it.
Who the fuck says I'm moist critical? Who said that?
The stream chat.
If you want me, I can share a song. Like, put it in the.
Only if you'd like to. You're not gonna get like wrung by the neck, are you? If you do it?
Nah, no problem.
I created it.
Absolutely, that's amazing.
We have like, I mean, we can share some things and other things we can't. But music is something that is not like spoilers, basically. So I have more freedom than my other fellows, like, because they also are constantly working and changing things for the better of the game. So I consider myself in game like the most freely subject. I have that.
I see.
That must be nice. That must be nice to be able to work on something and present it, and then also being able to like share it with others and not being under NDA or anything like that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share it there. People can play it.
All right. I'm gonna play it right now.
Play it like in the background. There's no problem. We can talk about what and see what's coming up.
All right. It's live on stream right now.
Questions. Okay. Since
dope.
when are you making the voices? Because I don't. In the HO version, were you there?
In the H.io version, a couple versions in, they added the gurgling, and that's when I come in. And then later on, they replaced the stock screams with mine, I guess. I think it would have been in the Abyss, the first Abyss demo that the screams were heard in, I think.
Nice.
I reckon I could probably have that as a background track for the whole entire stream, if you'd like.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm gonna yoink that.
And can I say the quality of the voice acting? That's one of the first things that you kind of notice when you're playing the game, because the gore and the violence of the game would not hit the same way if your guy wasn't like reciprocating with just absolutely like just guttural screams. It's like caught me so off guard when I first started playing the game.
Oh no.
I think I always say it to the team, like the developer team, but I have to say it right here. I think that HalfSword has like a dream team of developers and people that are participating. It's like an indie game for the gamers, basically. And
Oh, yeah.
It's like passionate gamers making a good game that is not made by EXO, basically. It's not made by numbers. It's not made by like
Algorithms.
It's not try to please everyone. It's try to make a good game and with passion, basically. That is not. It's mostly viewed in the arena, but it
Yeah.
happens also in the.
This stream will stay
Well,
public after it ends. I'll also make it a video as its own. Is the song too loud? Chat.
I don't hear the songs. I don't think.
It's only playing through his through Moo's direct stream.
Mm.
Okay.
It's good? No? Oh, well, so that's kind of conflicting.
I would like to
That's
say that
kind of,
all the
conflicting.
community is like, really supporting us.
A little loud. Alright, I'm gonna
and
turn it
it's-
down.
It's really good. The support, the videos, the photos. You as YouTubers making like really good content and searching new ways to, for example, use the camera mode and do these little films. And it's really great, and using the humor of yours to make it like unique in your own kind, and all of this in just the arena map. Like when you have new maps and all of that, you will see you will I know that it's going to be more creative.
Yeah. Well, when you have good tools, you can make something with it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a new subscriber, I believe.
Oh my god.
How are you? Oh, I can't pronounce that. It's 2 words. Can't pronounce. Cool.
God, I wish I could see it.
Turn it up 15%. Okay. I'll turn it up a smidge. There we go.
1 second. Please ask them what the weirdest feature in early access would be without revealing too much. I don't think we have the right people here for that question right now.
But we
We can
can.
ask that question a little bit later. Yes.
Cool. Well,
I can't say nothing about the early access that is not being told, so I can't.
Well, hopefully, because it's still early in the stream, super early. But eventually we'll have some heavy hitters up in this Discord call. I tell you what, we're gonna get some big names in here. Maybe. Maybe.
God fucking damn it.
Fingers crossed.
Oh. Are you from Spain, GoodMalware?
No,
Says a
I am
commenter.
from Argentina, which is like we call it in our country. We are in the ass of the world, basically, like bottom, away from everything. Like so, Argentina, pa.
We got a... Oh, Argentinian, says a commenter. I'm gonna say that every time, by the way. Cool.
How is Argentina?
So let's have a look through the
W
questions as a safety net. Have you guys met before? And if you did, how'd you guys meet? That scared the shit out of me. That scared the living daylights out of me. That
Heart
donation.
emoji.
Love you, Mantic.
Did you ask how we met, like in gaming?
Yeah, how'd you guys meet in gaming? You and Capon. Have you guys met before?
No, I
Not that I
think-
know of.
No. We talk. But I think it was in the HalfSword like demo, not the Ichio, like the demo, the first version. That we talk. I think Kepon sent me a message in the YouTube when I posted the OST, but I don't know exactly. I can talk about the HalfSword dev started basically. The first time I watched HalfSword was in the Random Madness channel. It's a YouTuber that makes like gore and tech and reviews about games. That is really good. And I saw this interview of Frank and Ivan talking about this game. I will search it. Random Madness. So it was when I watched the game, I was like, "Oh shit! I need to be part of this." Like, it was for me. It was really impressive. Now you see the gameplay and you say, "Well, it's really goofy," you know. I will post it here. This was the first like video that I saw. and I joined the Discord. It was like 600 people maybe at most, and was like, I want to join. I sent it a song that you can see on the old searching in the search bar of Discord. I sent them a song. They were like, yeah, it's pretty good, can we use it? And then that started like that part of and was like 2 years of hard work. We didn't earn any. It was all like from own money resources basically, and then we games here showing us, and well, they found us. they are a good publisher because they make us free on the department subject. You know, they are not like making obligations about what needs to be the game and all of that. We have like really creative freedom, so that's really important for us.
Yeah,
we don't want
awesome.
Like any kind of censorship from top to us. Like we want that freedom, and Games Here has like really support us on
Look,
that.
I tell you what, man, you don't get much more freedom than slowly sawing someone's head off, okay? that's some gnarly freedom you got.
Well, that Frankie and that I don't know exactly how many people are working on that in the gore department, but that slaying something and be like precisely like the Metal Gear Revengeance system of gore is like unique.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Holy shit, a new challenger has approached. Let's see if he picks up the call.
Speaking of gore,
my goodness gracious, who's this
subject,
handsome devil?
Okay. Oh, not hearing anything.
Not hearing anything?
Hold on, let me check.
So ladies and gentlemen, the
Galaxy.
handsome man who has just entered the stage is the one and only Blood FX for this game.
Hold on.
Mr. Galaxy High Marshal.
The one and only
the right
2000
output.
vertices man.
Not getting any audio. Why is that?
I remember that
I'm getting
people
audio from
got
my mic,
mad,
so
really mad.
not from Discord. Let's see.
I have to ask the
But
people.
you guys can hear me, so that's.
We can hear
interesting.
you. Would you
Okay.
like me to scream again? I can scream again if you need me to.
Shit. Can't hear you guys.
It's alright.
Can't hear anything.
If you do need to fix your technical...
I'm checking
why
audio
am I
settings.
speaking? He can't hear me. Hold on, let me just hear him.
Correct. Getting any audio from Discord at all? Let me see if I can play music.
Move feverishly typing in this group chat.
No, not even getting any audio. It's crazy. Disconnect and fix. Yeah, okay. Let me do that real quick.
Alright. Oh, why am I
gonna
responding?
reconnect, okay, guys?
Alright.
It's out of habit.
Well, that was a wonderful
That's
guest
amazing.
appearance. Alright, let's wrap it up, fella. So,
Oh man.
we'll give him a sec to get all fixed up.
Yeah, his output was messed up in some way,
I was like,
which he just got to his computer.
he's not responding. Why isn't he responding?
You don't want to talk to me.
That's a good question, Lil Bread. I will ask him when he does return. But,
Oh, it's probably Moose screaming effed up his audio.
yeah, completely peaked and blown out his subwoofers out of the fucking wire. Sorry, my bad. Cool. Did you go to Gamescom? I'm like actually curious on who went to Gamescom.
I didn't because I wanted, but it's too far from my country. Well, my country is far from everything.
Mm.
Uh,
Are you inside the
What?
Hollow Earth? Are you like somewhere in the middle, Hollow?
what?
It's a Hollow Earth joke. I feel like
No, I want to go to USA when the time comes. Basically, I want the Game Awards. Of music. So I need your support, legal support from everyone when the time comes.
Oh, it'll be there.
I will take pictures with everyone.
Hell yeah. What I'll do is I'll actually get everyone's YouTube up and put it in the description of this live stream. Malware. Now you got some hidden bangers, you do. You got some hidden bangers on your YouTube that I've actually used for
Yeah.
projects before.
Yeah, it's music that I made my own. I make music all day. I am
Yeah.
in my room making music.
I am
post
music.
some in the Discord. Yeah,
It's in your blood.
Yes. It's like it started like something that I like, then turned into passion, and now it's something else than passion. So for the musicians there, like if you keep working, don't search the money. Don't search the money because that's not how it works. But keep working on it with passion, with truthfulness, and enjoy the process.
Very well put.
It seems that Capon has died. It seems that he's been revived. Welcome back, Capon. Are you okay?
Maybe you should just start up
Yes.
Cyberpunk again, like right now.
Right. Oh, you're fucking correct. Holy shit. 1 second.
Sorry,
I'm
Capon, I cut you off.
Cool. I'm gonna update that one, and I'll go get Capon. I'm getting pinged like it's.
No.
Oh, you poor thing. Let me get this boy up on stage. Okay. We gotta
Galaxy
get this
is
man.
ready.
Galaxy's ready. Nice.
Bro, I can't do anything without it being called a work in progress just because I'm the voice actor.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, now I can hear you guys. Wow,
Nice.
some beautiful voices. Finally. Great.
Cool.
Ah,
Let's get
yes,
this
we're
one.
on the
up.
topic of music.
You know,
Oh, I
I've
see.
actually played the guitar once or twice. Okay, so I'm pretty much part of you guys.
Oh, fuck. That's how it works.
Now we also have another show requests. Autumn invite to speak. Is that the one, or am I tripping, or is that another dude? Oh, I think I've actually added a random. Is this who?
Moo, my love.
Was that the? I think I added a random person up. My bad.
That was Autumn.
God damn it.
Moo, my love.
My bad. Out of all the things he could have said, I think that's the most tame. And I'm happy he did.
Yeah. That got worse really quick.
Yeah, he made the good choice. All right,
They could
Musu,
have been
maybe.
unhinged in a different way.
Yeah, true.
So we had
But
a
yeah,
question
let's
before.
move on with the questions.
When it comes to like just the blood mechanics, is there anything we should look forward to in the Gore 2.0 that's coming to E EA?
Let's say that we're pushing the boundaries even more this time, and we are hoping that a lot of people will have fun painting the map red with this tech. And yeah, it's something unique. It's something that I have only seen in Crisis Response. So if you play that game, then you know how much you can paint the wall red with it.
There's only one color though.
Also, when
Yeah.
Willie's heart stops bleeding, when it stops beating, will he stop bleeding and then prevent me from painting?
That was a plan eventually. Yeah. Yeah, it was a plan eventually to have something such advanced because we had something where Viber, our art director, he animated those heart pumping and organ pumping and whatnot. It was all in Willy, but then we were like, who's gonna see that? Not a lot of people are gonna see that. But well, think about it if you wanna include that or not. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not all, like, here's the thing that I want to stress, that it's early access, so we will keep continuing improving effects. So if you get the early access and something might not be right or something might be very basic, be aware that this is just the earliest version that you're getting of this technology, so we're continuously improving it.
We got a lot of
Yeah.
support in the chat here as well, which is really good to see.
Heck yeah.
Are you excited? Are you nervous? How are you feeling about EA so far?
I am very excited. Nervous, not so much, because I believe in the team. Very talented bunch of people, hardworking. They'll do it fine. Yeah, I'm very excited to have people play the game that we have been working on for so long, and see what we as a team are made of. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Now,
I will add something to that. That remember that we are a small team. We are like 15 people, maybe. So, like, get us some slack when the time of patches come, because we are working to make it cohesive and quickly. We are not like a 200 people working, so that's, and it's like a hard. This is from Frankie Galaxy department. I just made music, but this is something completely new, like physics related. One thing is related to other. It's not like something common, like common animation. It's all pretty top tech. So yes.
Hell yeah.
It's a very unique game. Yeah. Never
And
seen anything like it.
Since I'm the voice actor, I am literally not allowed to know anything, so don't ask me any questions.
So I heard
Duly
from
noted.
rumors on the street that your team actually has a community manager. Is this correct? Is this myth correct?
We have a community manager. Wait, what? Hold on, who is that? Let me check. Whoa, I didn't know that. Damn, where is he? Let me check.
Who knows?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do.
I don't
His
see
name
him.
is Wonder
I-
McWonderbeast. He's very
He's a-
mystic, very cool
He's
guy.
a lovely guy. Love him to bits.
Yeah, very lovely guy.
He's great. He'd be
I
great
think-
to have on right now.
I think I sent him a message. He's always online. He's always. I think his internet died because he's always there. Doesn't matter the hour. He's like checking all the time.
No.
He will be. He just needs his rest. So happy,
He just needs his rust.
his rest, not his rust.
He's
not
playing
playing
He's
Rust
mid
right
raid right now. He's too busy. He's got his
Oh.
priorities straight,
He's playing
fellas.
rust. Yeah, he's defending his base.
Maybe he
Nah,
misunderstood the time zones.
Yeah, he did. I can't blame him. It's Russ, after all.
The community manager has an internet blackout. That's fair enough. Well, impromptu is actually part of my skill sheet, so we're actually doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, that's very smooth.
Now, I have a question that's deep rooted in the lore of HalfSword, okay? Galaxy, I got a big question
Yeah.
for you.
Okay.
2,000 vertices. What's that about? What happened there?
Oh, this one I can blame on Unreal Engine, this one I can blame on them. Yeah, so what happened is, like, I was experimenting with blood particles, right? And I was like, hey, I like Ghost of Tsushima blood, like how the particles are like 3D and stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me just pick a random object and use that as blood 3D blood object. So I did that, and I didn't know that the ball object is using so many vertices. I couldn't even check, and I was like, because here's the thing: when you have a PC that's like, like when you have like a PC that's like, I don't do performance checks. That's someone else that does it. When you have a PC that is strong enough to handle these kind of things, then you don't see the issue.
Oh,
I see.
sorry.
So oops.
I think
So
when,
yeah, that's why.
when it was first released, I don't think anyone said anything but the performance.
Yeah, like I didn't like, if the person didn't do any checks on the blood vertices, we would have never known. So I'm
Right.
very grateful for it. So we swapped those out. But here's what I can say is that the blood particles for EA, what we're doing now is we are optimizing that so much that we are making sure that we are using a smart 2D particle stuff so that you get the 3D effect, but it's also good on performance. So we want to have good performance for players that have less unfortunate specs.
So
We
I can
respect that.
paint to my heart's content. I can
Yeah,
paint
that's
anything.
that's
as many brushes as needed.
exactly, and that's
Willing or
fun.
unwilling.
That's needed.
Hell yeah. That's hella
Xbox
exciting.
Live will not be making a return.
Xbox Live, huh?
The particle looks like an Xbox logo,
Ah.
the original.
Yeah, it did. That was so weird. Like, I didn't like. Here's the thing: when I work with particles, I don't go zoom in like on the particles how they look like. But yeah, they do look like that when I've seen it.
Hell yeah. No, that's really
Yeah,
good to
we
hear.
got rid of that. Yeah. The Xbox Xbox Bubba's peak. Ah, yeah, boy.
So
Ah, yeah.
how would that like work with the new spikes on the bridge? So I've seen.
What do you mean? How does what work?
I saw a little picture in the work in progress of two dudes
Yeah.
fighting on the bridge.
Mhm.
How gnarly will that look with the new gore system?
Look, since Fiber worked on the guts, he added like values to let's say he added values to like the stomach. So when a mace or a hard object hits the the middle part, you will have at times where the organs will pop out. For example, I'm giving a big sneak peek here. So you will have these things like pop out because of the force. So
That's cool.
Like real
yeah,
life.
So when I don't know that. I haven't watched any footage of that. So that's good to know that you know, but I guess. Yeah, so these things will like pop out. Same thing with head trauma. Eyeballs will pop out of his socket, for example, if you hit him with a mace. So yeah, that's the gore aspect of it. We're not holding back on that like at all. Like we can go crazy.
Holy
That's
shit!
awesome.
We have just got a new. We have a new challenger approaching into the VC. Everyone, welcome the art direction behind HalfSword itself. Welcome aboard. Welcome unaboard. Where'd you go? There he is. Nice.
Hey guys.
Whoa, Milek.
Mr. Milek.
This is the. one and
First of all,
only-
I need to interject. Art direction is all Ivan. I'm just the pencil in his hand.
Either way, art
So
direction.
you're the art directed.
I'm the art directed. Yeah, the art directee.
Awesome. So I'll go back to a question from the very start. How'd y'all meet? How is that whole thing situated, and how did it come together into something like this? Because I'm really interested, and I'm sure the other guys would like to know as well.
Shall we go
I-
chronologically? I think I'll go last.
Okay, I'll go first because. Okay, so here's a funny thing. So before I joined this project, I was a modder, so I made blood mods and stuff like that. And So a YouTuber called Valentin the Mad, he interviewed two guys called Ivan and Frank, and they were busy making a game. And he said, "Hey, this project is quite cool. Why don't you try and help them out with VFX and stuff like that?" So I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sure. Introduce me to the guys." So Valentin the Mad basically introduced me to these two guys, to the team, and from there on, we did the blood stuff because they needed blood stuff and whatnot in the beginning, and from there we grew quite hard, like a big team. So yeah, that's how it was basically.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. Who's
So-
next?
Anyone? Any offers?
It's
Well,
short
I
so Milek.
haven't. Well, I don't think I interacted with either of these three very much before HalfSword, so
Well, I suppose now is a good time to say hello. Get used to the new team, I suppose.
Hello. Hello.
I can
Hello.
scream again if you'd
Hi.
like.
Well, Milek, when did you join the team?
So for me, it was nepotism, basically. Ivan and I have a mutual friend. He introduced us in January 23. And that's when I joined. I was working as a freelance artist. I did a couple of jobs for HalfSword. And then I stayed on since then.
Hell yeah. It's weird.
But yeah, if it wasn't for our mutual friend Tom, I don't know if I would ever come in contact with the guys. That would have been a fucking shame.
What
So
team
yeah,
is it?
try
Yeah.
to have friends if you can, people.
It's amazing how many different people's stories go back to that random madness YouTuber, and then just other little pieces that all come together to create this team. Y'all seem like y'all have got something really special.
Now, speaking of special, we have a very special guest that I'd like to bring up onto the stage. Let me see if he's ready. All right.
That's typing, assuming.
Assume. Let's see if he's here. I believe he can just join the stage outright. Alright, so in terms of the voice, with priority speaking, guitars are cutting off the voices from what I've heard. I would also
Glory.
like to smash out an insane guitar solo, but we gotta hear people's voices.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's all
If you'd
good. It
like-
sounded good.
It did sound really good. I was actually like tuning into this song.
Yeah, you guys shut the fuck up and let the man play.
There he is, the man himself. Welcome aboard, the one and only Pierre.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
How old he?
Hey, what's good?
Oh,
Welcome to the stream, man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How is everyone doing?
Good, good. It was a bumpy
too bad.
start, but we managed to get there in the end.
Yeah, thank you for hosting us, man. I really appreciate it.
No stress.
thank you.
No stress. So,
I think I just pinged the people here, so I pinged like 30,000 people. So there should be.
just a measly 30,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
No
let's
big
see.
deal.
Just the people who are here, right? I didn't ping everyone, but we're up to 200. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Super exciting. Hell yeah. So,
I
got a
got
question.
stage fright now.
Is the smile permanent?
Yeah, you don't.
Is the grin on your profile permanent? Does he have any other emotion but manic rage?
Oh, so you mean my avatar, right?
Yeah, tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've always wondered what the fuck it is and why he's so scary looking.
Yeah, so Ivan is the lore master of the game. There's a lot of things that people don't know about HalfSword right now because Ivan is a secretive man, and he has a very controlled way of this, having people discover the lore of HalfSword. But in throughout your experience with the game, you will encounter a specific personage, and the one in my avatar is definitely someone that is part of that adventure, and he is a very mysterious guy, and he will be there to potentially help you or to hinder you. You will find out soon enough.
You know what? If I was gonna get maimed, it has to be that guy. It has to be this freak of nature, okay? So, he has a funny hat too. Is he like...
Yeah.
Is he an enigma? Is he just like... I don't know. This posting the face in the chat is insane, by the way. But
What do you
Yeah,
mean
so-
funny? What do you think? He's some kind of a clown?
I just, look, I don't want to get in his bad books. I think it might be something. They're just spamming the fucking face in the chat.
So yeah, I mean, people started hating this character when we did the demo update in April because we disconnected the playtest, and it was actually a kind of like get good moment with the community. We're like, yep, we're gonna yoink that offline, but we actually just integrated it in the new demo, and we thought it was pretty cool to have some asshole, character from the game role play that. So just so you know, we removed the playtest from almost 2 million people, and some of them were not happy. But yeah, we put the demo back up right after that. Instantaneously, actually, we integrated the playtest in the demo. And ever since since April, I believe we got another 4 million downloads and close to 3.5 million more players. So I would say Pierrot did a good job in the end.
Now, keen-eyed
Yeah,
viewers
I'd
at
say
home
so.
will notice that the spam of this Pierre face is unrelenting. My God. So,
Well, you have a question. One of the things that you have. Okay.
another question.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in the chat, Moo. I don't know if you're seeing it, but there's like literally a lot of questions popping.
Yeah.
A question I would like to ask is, will we still have the demo when the EA comes out? Or is it going to be discontinued like the playtest?
No, the demo is going to stay online. Basically, if you take a look at itch, the itch demo is online. The playtest stayed online for many months. The demo has been online ever since April. So this is the way HalfSword Games is developing HalfSword. They have this hand-in-hand approach. Excuse me, I'm just going to kill my phone here. They have this hand-in-hand approach with the community, right? So HalfSword was downloaded, well, the different builds were downloaded over 8 million times. And we're close to 1 billion views right now between TikTok and YouTube. And it's just a demo, So having this kind of traction without giving constantly to the community is basically impossible. But this is also what's enabling us to know better what you as players want. Because trust me, there's different play styles out there. And as we work very, very hard on the early access, we're laser focused on offering different type of gameplays to make sure the entirety of the community can be happy with what we'll get very soon.
I'm excited. I don't think I've been this excited since my 5th birthday, honestly. For something like HalfSword to just evolve over time in my lifespan is actually insane. And I'm really excited to see
What
EA.
happened on your 5th?
No one showed up, so it was more the excitement of the event.
I'm just going through some of the questions. So no, there is always going to be basically a free version of HalfSword that people can try. But that if I take a look at what the demo has today and what people are going to get for early access, it's basically orders of magnitude just different. You basically just have an arena right now in the Abyss in the demo, whilst in the early access build, you're going to get a whole package experience, which goes into different directions. If you pay attention to what we've given you as players, we've given you a sandboxy experience with Itch. We've given you a roguelite experience with the first Abyss demo. We've given you a more combat or enhanced combat experience with the playtest, which introduced the arena. And then we have strived to give you a sense of stakes and consequences with the Gauntlet mode update, to make you feel that yes, if you die in specific game modes, it's going to suck. So as far as the experience that the game is going to become, it's a little bit of a mix of all of that. There will be modes where dying will have consequences. Which gear you bring into battle is something you will have to think about. There will be elements related to the economy. We've already talked about that in the Discord. But there will be also modes for you to relax. There will be modes for you to unwind, and there will be basically modes for you to brain rot. And there will be modes to try your luck to recover if you've had some tough battles in the main mode. So if you're an Escape from Tarkov player, and you know the difference between PMC and Scav, then you can kind of like guess a little bit where we're headed. But keep in mind that we don't want either people to be frustrated. We want people to be challenged if they want to, but we also want people to unwind and chill and just have this die and retry sandboxy experience if they wish for.
I'm hyped. I'd say I'm shaking, but you can't physically see it.
I can hear you shake.
I see.
Somebody in the chat is asking about flails. Flails existed. Yeah, flails existed 15th century. So the likelihood that they are going to be something you can fight with soon is very high.
That is.
Don't you think we have enough? Don't you think we have enough flailing when you look at some of the videos?
I just think it's hilarious to imagine players try to be badasses with a flail and just knocking themselves out.
You just predicted the future of my channel right then and there. There's gonna be a good while of me just smacking my shit directly, spitting my teeth out after each fight by hitting myself.
When you pick up the flail, the first opponent is you.
In HalfSword.
I see a question about Steam Workshop. So about modding, the modding community on HalfSword is for a demo. It's big. It's bigger than some games that are released. So we're very aware of that, and we don't want to break in any way. There is, of course, certain limitations. If you mod dildos into the arena, we're not cool with that, and we're probably going to send you a cease and desist. But as far as Steam Workshop and working hand in hand with the community and giving you guys space for modding, I think Ivan is coming to terms with that, to accept that, and really giving modders the space they deserve.
And I think when it comes to like early access to a game like this, based in the medieval times, it's probably for the best to keep on the artistic direction as much as possible until it's fully fleshed out, and then
true.
Because, like, I know for a fact some of the mods I use are going to be completely, like, useless as soon as EA comes out. So that's something, like, from a creator's perspective, is definitely a good attribute to have, especially when you're going for this precise of an art direction. But then again, my content is also floating dummies, so armor stands up the wazoo. So yeah.
I see questions about multiplayer and PvP. So we showcased couch co-op or local multiplayer PvP at Gamescom, and I can tell you people loved it. HalfSword is a very different game when you play against another human. It's exhilarating. It's just brutal to behead your friend who is next to you and then play football with the head. I think people really enjoyed that. And it was really, really satisfying for the team to watch people come to the booth and just go at each other. Some people came with a pretty long face, and they left like with a huge smile on their face. I understand HalfSword is a very violent game, and it's a game that will only get more violent as time goes on. What Galaxy here, which is an incredibly talented artist, is working on is just beyond brutal. It's extremely raw. Some of it is PTSD triggering. We have some. My brother is a veteran, and he says that some of that is triggering to him. So the way we see it is just that I think, if you want to play something else and it's triggering to you, then just please go play another video game. But as far as violence in HalfSword, this is not something that is in any way on a leash. We are just letting the team express itself, and if it goes through having brain ejection from the skull, if it's just adding back organs, and just having just extreme violence on screen, this is what medieval combats were about. So that's just what you're going to get. And if you want to play something else, then just please do. But HalfSword will showcase extreme violence and increasingly in the future.
I think there's...
And it's...
Oh, you go.
Go ahead.
Go, Matt. Oh.
Okay. It's great to hear. It's great to hear that, as y'all have your target and the game that you're wanting to make, as you come across these certain things like that guy you said having issues with the game because of its violence, it's great to hear that you stay on target and don't see that as like an adversarial thing to the bottom line. It's more about the product that you're wanting to make, and I think that's great to hear.
Yeah.
I've had some conversation with Valve about it, and I asked, if it was a problem for them. I asked Epic, if it was a problem for them, and nobody's saying anything, because look, there's over 8 million downloads on HalfSword today, because of what the game it is today, and because of what the team is doing. So there's not going to be any disruption or any alteration to what the team is doing. So if you take a look at the increase in gore from itch all the way to the playtest and now, this is just going to go. This is just going to continue. And I can tell you, yes, what we call gore 3.0 and what Galaxy is working on is extreme, but it goes with what melee combat on 15th century was. It was brutal, and this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I was gonna say before, most like super gory video games that I've seen and played, the difference between HalfSword and those type of games are the actual nuance of it and how detailed it is and how visceral it is, pun intended. Because if you killed someone in another game, their arm is literally just another 3D asset model fucking splooged out of the other model. But with HalfSword, it's where you cut, and you can see where you cut, and you are actually in control of each like minute detail and movement of your weapon, and the actual blood and everything combined with the actual physics of the models just makes it seem more real to me, and is definitely like one of the main aspects of HalfSword. So I think
I see another question, just to answer quickly to one, is multiplayer PvP a priority? So PvP is already fully functional in a couch co-op setting, so local multiplayer. It's 99% sure that when early access is released, you will be able to play through Steam Remote against your friends. So you will have hopefully a great experience through Steam Remote with split screen. It's quite OG, but we think that you can have hundreds of hours of fun just challenging your friends like that. As far as online multiplayer, yes, we are discussing it with people who did physics-based multiplayer before us, people who are extremely knowledgeable. BeamNG, for instance, is one of those teams. But I want to be very clear that this comes with a whole meta. So knowing, Ivan and Frank and the whole HalfSword game team, they're not going to just try to make a multiplayer, and give you whatever, 1v1 or whatever. This is going to come with a whole meta. So right now we're really busy with the early access. You need to be able to play the early access between anything between 100 to 1,000 hours. And that's what we're focused on. It entails a compelling single-player experience, and it will have also the local multiplayer available.
So I got to get this out of the
you go.
system because this guy is. Well, there's two questions that are raging infernos of passion in my comments section here. We have, and I quote, "Please, please, please make grip strength better, I beg. Sway me kindness. Pray emoji, and you get the rest." So I think what he's trying to say is, will there be any advancements in grip, the types of grips and the actual strength of your character's grip strength coming up?
So this is more a question for Frank,
Where is
because
that
he's the
all
one really. He is the master of physics. But what I can tell you is, it's a work in progress. So, according to also a new type of weapons you're gonna get in the future, you know, if you take a look at, you know, how flails used to work, or you know, we've made no secrets that there will be ranged weapons in the future. I can tell you, it's going to work like a HalfSword weapon works. So, you know, if you want to shoot at somebody, you can shoot at somebody. But if you want to, you grab your ranged weapon and start hitting them on the head with it, you can do that as well. So it's a very ambivalent gameplay. So there will be there's going to be a constant evolution in the way physics feel in the game. Especially as game design is growing to much more open maps. Let's say, for instance, you have stairs, and so Willy has to be able to go up the stairs, and so that, you know, Frank might patch the way walking works. So there will be a constant evolution of the way the game feels, because the game is just going to become more compelling over time.
Hell yeah. I remember back when polearms were a lot jankier, and when I started playing, the absolute dimensional shift of how I played completely went upside down, because it was instantaneous back then. But once you guys like updated the handling of polearms, it's something I had to really get used to. It was fucking crazy, but I got there. And honestly, looking back at it with hindsight, it's a million times better now, and I can't go back. Alright, so we have like...
Random Madness, just to answer somebody, Random Madness, and we like to work with smaller size influencers because they're incredibly important to us. We have anything close to 12,000 channels playing HalfSword, ranging from Queso and XQC and all those guys, all the way down to people who have like 10 followers. So we try to push people that we really like, that we feel have a, you know, a great personality and match very well with the franchise. And this is why, for instance, we're on Moose stream today with Bumtastik.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, happy you guys showed up. Oh my god. Dude, I was so stressed out this thing was gonna go like ass and tits up. I was so scared, but I'm so happy you guys
there's a question about jousting. So I believe, so I'm not going to be able to answer that one directly, otherwise Ivan and Frank would kill me. But the prospect of two people facing each other on a horse and trying to pierce themselves with a huge ass lance is very, very interesting to us, to say the least.
We got a question from
So I'll leave it at that.
Horse gambling win.
Will fist combat be different or be reworked in EA?
Again, this is related.
Frank.
This is related to physics, so it's likely going to be further improved and patched. Yes.
It's safe to assume that most aspects of the game are going to be improving as the game comes out and we reach early access, probably.
Will we finally get the Willy we deserve? Will we have a member to ourselves?
Oh my god.
It's a serious question.
Willy is what? What does it mean? Is there other characters than Willy? Is that the question?
No, will Willy have a Willy? Is what I'm trying to say. I'm hitting the deep questions.
No.
Like in Age of Conan, or in what is what was Conan Exile?
Length and
Conan
girth.
Exile,
Yeah,
or
length and girth. Okay.
I think I can answer that one because the idea was thrown and it was experimented with, it was modeled and whatnot, but no, that just goes a bit too far. Like, yeah, it's
I get it.
no,
Because then you got to handle it getting cut off. And...
Yeah, exactly, and that's just a little bit too much, you know. Like yeah, like I got questions.
It was
like some
more
people
a joke
ask
than
me.
anything.
No. But it's good to know that we did consider it, but then we said like, no, that goes a bit too far.
Yeah.
I didn't knew all of this. I didn't
No,
knew.
you didn't? No.
This is so.
Yeah. So
because the problem is if we add a male genitals, you know, to Willy, the problem is that you're going to be able to cut it, and then if you're able to cut it, then you're going to be able to play around with it. You're going to be able to throw it at other Willies.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it will be a physics.
And then I have to record another 50 voice lines. Just
so
Was there a team meeting about it? I feel like there was a team meeting about something like that.
It's just
it was very short. It was very.
Maybe you could
short
add a
meeting.
slide whistle sound effect to like kind of, you know, kind of bring it down a notch.
No.
So, regarding Gamescom, I had a question. So you were there, right?
I'm trying to read some more questions from the chat.
Ooh. Not me, no.
Pierre, you were there for Gamescom, if I
Milek.
believe. I was there with you. Yeah.
Like,
How was it?
So,
Gamescom?
Yeah, man. What was?
Yeah, it was crazy. Gamescom was crazy. We as I said, you know, we're a small team. We were very fortunate to have dinner by Valve. They've been very nice to us. I can't really say too much about what's happening behind closed doors, but I would say that for us being a small team, having the attention from Valve is huge because they're like this huge company and they're like, well, we like your game. It's incredibly fun to us. They are playing HalfSword. You know, it's the most played demo on Steam for the last 6 months. They personally played the game. They came to our booth, so it felt very unreal. But we've been getting also great support from other companies like Epic Games and Nvidia, and you know, we're just gonna be on all those platforms. We're never gonna go for an exclusivity. People will be able to buy HalfSword wherever they want. Gamescom was incredibly satisfying for the people that were there because we were able to experience firsthand how satisfying it is for our players to play the game. A lot of them were laughing a lot, screaming, hitting each other because they were mostly playing PvP. It made me sad a little bit that most of the people were ignoring the single player version. They were all going for PvP, but I guess it's because it was the first time we allowed players, you know, to go for it.
Was there anything unique in that single player experience?
Not really. It was just
the same as the demo, but we only had one computer with the single player, but we had 4 for PvP.
in PvP, how
So
did
people were really
get
going
to
for
see-
it. There's questions about optimization. So everything you've played right now ever from us has never been optimized, and it's only now that the versions that we're working on is getting proper QA, so quality assurance. So there's a team dedicated to finding bugs. There's a team dedicated to running the game on smaller rigs, cheaper rigs, mid-tier rigs, and high-end rigs. So we 5 to 6 million unique players on HalfSword right now, and we're making sure that everyone can run the game.
Hell yeah.
Boys, I got to go to the church, so I have to go.
That's all good.
I will let my Instagram, if you want to follow me, that upload a lot of music, so I put it in the chat. And this was a good meeting. I will
talk to you later and later.
Thank you.
So
Thank
Good
Thank you.
one, man.
Have a good one, man.
thank you for having me. Goodbye, boys. Girls.
Have a good one.
There is
Bye-bye.
There's a question about level design. So maybe that's a good one because it's really something that we're very, very secretive about. So for now, you've been only getting an abyss, which is a short clip plane map, and there's the arena. But I can tell you that that's definitely not here to stay. The arena, you will be able to play in it, but you will have much more open maps. So the new maps are inspired by the different situation, ranging from skirmishes to peasants' brawl that were happening in the 15th century. What is very interesting is that we're adding elevation. We're adding different type of novelty, procedurality to maps. So you will never really get the same type of, I would say, layout on maps. But some of them are much more open. So I can leave it up to your imagination that you're definitely not going to be limited to a 50 by 50 square arena in the future and in the new maps.
I got Stockholm syndrome up in that bitch, man. I swear to God, I have dreams in that arena. That's how much time I spend in it. But we got a question from the chat. Is there a price range you guys are thinking about? He would pay at least 40 for it.
Yeah, that's like way higher.
And he didn't specify at most.
1,000.
So there's conversation. We made a survey with our players. So the first thing you should know is that on average, on around 6 million players played at least 12 and a half hours to the demo. So we noticed, Hollow Knight releasing for $20. We're huge fans of Lethal Company and Repo and all those games, and Peak. And those games were cheaper than that, $5, $10. So we're kind of like hovering in that area. But what I can tell you is definitely not going to be $40 or $60 or whatever that is. We're definitely aiming for a pricing that feels like a no-brainer. So if you take a look at all the good indie games I released lately and sold millions of copies, we're going to be in that price range.
Oh yeah. Our handgun's gonna be added. Will we be able to shoot people? That's a real comment.
So 15th century there were imports. They were hearing about what was going on in China with the black powder. So Europe definitely had some use for black powder and for some explosions. So what I can tell you is that it's not unlikely that explosives will be in the game.
Oh, that's huge.
As well as different type of contraptions. And most importantly, with fireworks comes also, the element attached to it and the chaos that it can generate. And of course, everything is physics-based. So I can't say too much about it because we're really going into early access territory. Yeah. But you can imagine that what happens if, for instance, you have, let's say, I need to be careful about what I say here, but if you set things on fire, for instance, and then they start to break, then it could generate a chain reaction. So I don't know if you played, for instance, a game called Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, you could, use fire and ice and all those things, or you could kick, into a barrel and then it would fall, it would break a table, and then, you could use traps with chandeliers that would just hit monsters and stuff like that. So I think there's really that element that the team is focused on generating, procedural chaos. So you can break things, you can make things fall, you can kick to make people fall. It's just going to be chaos.
I fucking love chaos, man. If there's one lover of chaos, it's gotta be me.
Chaos isn't good.
Yeah.
God,
This is a ladder. Are we gonna have ladders?
Whoa, ladders.
Are we gonna have
So-
ladders?
So, have they given any info about what's planned for the Steam Next Fest? We've gotten a few good slices of pie, but is there anything? Okay, so for a refresher, when is Next Fest?
On the 13th right now, so it's in 10 days. It's not in 9 days actually. So to give you some information about Steam Next Fest, yes, we publicly announced that we were going to be present at Steam Next Fest, and the question for us right now is, because we're knee deep into early access and the preparation of early access, we can potentially give a new build for Steam Next Fest, which is what we've always said. Then we need to consider very carefully what we put in that build, because the early access is very, very close after Steam Next Fest. And then there's also the consideration to say, if we show you what the game is about at Steam Next Fest, and we leave that up beyond Steam Next Fest. So let's say, if the demo is 10% of the game and the Steam Next Fest build is 30% of the game, and then the early access is like 45 or 50% of the game, then we just need to make sure that there is this need, this justification for the delta between the Steam Next Fest version and the early access. So is it likely that we give you guys something new at Steam Next Fest? Yes, it's very likely. But as far as what exactly you're gonna get, that's still up for discussion.
So we have a comment here that pinged everyone in the call, and also, will there be prices more gentle for Asian folks such as us? As an Indonesian servant, $15 is grievously expensive for us.
Yes,
Forgot to thank me, the bastard.
I couldn't read it.
So
I couldn't understand it.
We use Steam regional pricing, so that entails about 40 to 45 different pricing. So if you take a look at, for instance, Hollow Knight, and you take a look at the different prices in across the world, you have, let's say, the base price, which is for instance, in euro, in British pounds, or in US dollars. But if you take a look at, for instance, the price in Argentina, so if the Hollow Knight is 20 euro, but if you take a look at the price in Argentina, it's 6 euros. So we're gonna go with that. People with smaller purchasing power will have adapted pricing through Steam.
Hell yeah.
Nigerian VPN team unite.
I saw that.
That doesn't work anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard they send Steam agents to your house to blow it up, just in case you do try to pull it off. Public after. Cool.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about the auto block or the auto parry. Is that a question even worth bringing up right now without Frank?
Not really. He is anything technical, physics-based. That's Frank.
You hear that, okay? You can stop posting that one question. Will there be nose breaking or jaw breaking in any direction?
That's more for Galaxy. He knows about the gore.
Yeah. So any advanced headcore, eventually, very far into EA, there will be. Not early EA version, no, because that's advanced. That's minute detail. So eventually there will be. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, will you be adding guidance wheel on screen that shows where your mouse is? That's a good question. So, like in
what
the
is the
demo.
question?
So, like in the demo where you had your mouse, there was a physical indicator of where your mouse is on screen. Will that be an option in the future?
Oh, this is again for Frank.
You aren't call him.
Do they Like, do they mean when you aim with a weapon, or?
Yeah, like a
No.
reticle. To
No,
kinda...
no, because this game is so physics based, it is so difficult to put like a cursor somewhere, because it doesn't make any sense to put like a cursor because your weapon goes literally everywhere. So it doesn't really make sense for the game to have a cursor. It's not a
Like a
first person shooter game, stuff like that.
No, but it's
Like
not like a crosshair where to show you where you're aiming. It's to show the position of your
Mouse
mouse
tracking.
relative to the center. Yeah, so it's like when you move the mouse, you can see the weapon moving, but a cursor of some kind would add this, certainty of where you're
No.
moving the mouse exactly.
Yeah, no, we tried that in the demo before, but after testing, Frank wasn't really. Yeah, he no, it didn't really work in Frank's
How
mind.
much can Frankie lift? How much can he bench press? That dude is an absolute giant. I'm serious.
Does he even lift?
That's another question for Frankie.
Yeah, that's another question for Frank.
If I could.
But
teleport
yesterday in
here,
the
I would.
meeting, he was doing push-ups or pull-ups or something.
Yeah.
He wasn't on. He wasn't on camera, but we could hear him doing something.
Yeah. So we had some great Friday meeting. Let's say that.
It's a small team. It's a small team.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, we don't know his 1 rep max. Sorry.
Dang it.
It's more than you though.
Frank.
Hey, look, you're absolutely correct, and I have no shame in agreeing with you. But it still hurts my feelings.
I don't know what it is, but I know it's more than you.
He could probably bench me if he wanted to. What the fuck is a
but
wasp's
do
nest
you
doing
want
in
him
the
to?
work in progress channel? A wasp's nest in the work in progress channel? What's that all about?
What's up? Oh, yeah. So we found like.
Is it
very
confirmed
bad.
that it's wasps or could it be bees, wild bees?
No, it's wasps. It's wasps. It's confirmed. That's wasps.
It's actually microspores flying around.
Yes, microspores. Yeah, the lore hits hard with those fungus stuff. Wasps. Yeah. So they're just. We thought that it would make sense to add wasps because those are insects, It would be sad not to include any insects because they're nature.
Wonderful. I believe it.
We wanted
Evil wasps
to add
or
them.
nice wasps?
Depends on if you disturb their house. It depends. If you leave them alone, they will not do anything.
They are nice as long as you don't violate the non-aggression principle.
Exactly.
So sticking my finger inside of it will actually aggravate them?
Sticking anything
Are you
inside of a hole
are you
will.
sticking it in a nice way?
That's a great clip.
Don't clip it, please. I'm just looking through the comments
Great.
here.
There's a question about swapping stances.
Yeah.
I think on that one we can answer. There's definitely going to be a lot more freedom in the future, especially let's say reverse grip. The way you hold your weapon. There was definitely reverse grip that was used in combat. It makes a lot of sense, in particular for daggers. Then again, keep in mind that the forge in the game that we have publicly showcased already is also physics-based. So you could have, short swords, or you could have daggers, and then according to your play style, which is very emergent, extremely diverse. We don't know actually what type of weapons you're actually going to craft because the amount of diversity there is huge. So it has to go hand in hand with a lot of freedom as well in the combat dynamics. So yes, the stances and the grips are something that you're going to be able to freely play around with. And no, there will not be any microtransactions. HalfSword
I was just about to ask that. Yeah.
is a premium in the game. And if you pay once and you can play for 10 years with it, then without paying anything more, then that's really cool.
Hell yeah. It really shows the difference
Like
between...
the good old days.
Oh yeah. It's hard to come by game aspirations like those. It's really difficult to see nowadays. So it's definitely a breath of fresh air. Speaking of, I'm gonna roll a cigarette.
But I think, you know, if you bought and played Lethal Company or Repo, or Hollow Knight, or Squad, you know, you pay once. So there's a lot of people out there doing the right thing. We're not really inventing anything new here, really.
It's just nice to see people still upholding that ideology.
I mean, like...
As far as the release, the plan, I see a question that the Steam Next Fest is close to release. We've always been very clear that HalfSword is going to release into early access before end of the year.
You know, there's been at least $50 sitting in my bank account for when EA drops and when the game releases. It's still there, untouched. So, will you be able to pre-order it? Is that anything like anything in the scope, or is it when it comes out? When it comes out, pretty much.
You mean as far as reveal or announcing the release date, stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that.
I think that the way we're going to announce the release date is probably going to be just, we're going to pick up one of the biggest influencers that plays HalfSword. And we're going to give him a trailer with the date in it. And then when he shows it on stream, then we'll announce it. I think we're keeping...
Is it the biggest in terms of BMI?
Yeah, probably. I think we're trying to keep a certain degree of freedom as far as when we reveal things and when we show them. Because we're not a big corporation, we're not a publicly traded company. So we're like, you know, guys, we're making something that you can hopefully play for hundreds of hours. So when it's ready, you know, you're going to get it, and we'll announce that very closely from the moment that you can actually buy it. But we're keeping that low pressure approach to try to not promise too much. But as far as timeline, we always said we want to launch into EA by end of the year, and that's what we're committed to right now.
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so excited. I've seen the work in progress of pics for so long that it's like, I need it. I fucking need it.
Yeah, it's I'm probably have another 5 to 10 minutes. So maybe if you guys want, I can shed a little bit of light on what's going on behind closed doors right now as far as preparation of the early access. The team is incredibly busy. So this is why the stream is actually happening on Saturday, because during the week it would be a little bit tougher. But we are very committed to creating a compelling experience for players that I think if you've played whatever you've played HalfSword right now, if you've played 100 hours of HalfSword, I think that the early access version is something you can play 4 or 5 times that at least. Because you have all those layers that are new, you know, customizing your willy, combining armor types, trying out, you know, lighter armor and harder, you know, more heavier types. See how well you survive and how you can survive in different type of scenarios, how you can survive against bosses, how you can survive, you know, on maps that add hazards, elevation, how you can survive if you're being engaged by a ranged weapon. You know, armor is going to be incredibly important. Or if you are in an outdoor setting, and let's say you are in an area with trees, and they were extremely good cover if, you know, an archer was on your ass. So there's really a lot of emergent gameplay that people are going to be able to experience, which I think right now people don't really imagine. And it's pretty mind-blowing to experience that with the internal build. Really just going out there on a map outside, experiencing elevation, experiencing much more open gameplay, in game design. It really changes the meta completely. And this is where you will see that having the higher ground in melee combat is probably a good idea, because you will see that you understand the notion of uphill battle, because somebody with an axe that is on the higher ground and you starts swinging at you, you're probably going to lose your head. So a lot of the exciting things, really just pushing the ante on replayability, offering the different type of game modes that people like, the main game mode for people who want to be challenged, that want to experience progression, that want to experience high intensity combat with consequences, but also those who just want to relax, unwind, and go into the free mode. We're twisting that a little bit, we're buffing it up, and we're making it more satisfying than ever. And then we're also keeping Abyss type of maps that are also getting overhaul for anything close to a scav run, if you play Tarkov. So there's a lot going on. It is a very different experience than just the demo, what you've seen. It's something that I think players will enjoy, and some modes will be more attractive and appealing to others. It's a work in progress. So yeah, that's what's in store.
Hell yeah. That scared the living shit out of me.
Feed cam now. Will I be able to make my willy longer? Question.
I gave you $5 for that.
I'll turn on my cam for like half a second, but it's not going to be feet.
Damn, it's not even worth it.
It's not even worth it. I wonder if I bring this all the way up in my OBS. You mentioned something about grass. So we're going to be able to touch grass in game, is what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there was a lot of fighting in wooded areas during the 15th century, especially skirmishes were common. Europe was an incredibly violent and insecure place. So don't think that 15th century going out in the woods was a peaceful experience.
So are you saying that people will touch grass against their will?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to turn on the camera for a second. I don't think I could bring my foot up even if I wanted to. I'm in such a strange spot in my chair. Is there a possibility?
Issue.
Is there a possibility you can grab the arrow mid-air if you time it correctly?
That I don't know. I haven't managed, but I would say that arrows are definitely something you're going to be able to slice mid-air, because they're physics-based. So the whole mechanics around arrows is very similar to real life. You have, if you're wearing chainmail, it could, damage yourself. It could damage your organs. You could have it bleeding. There's a whole meta around this. As far as heavy armor, that's going to be harder to penetrate, but then you're going to be able to choose also different type of arrow tips, depending if you want to go for flesh wounds or if you want to go for armor penetration. So again, you will have to, according to which type of combat you engage with, you will have to choose your equipment carefully, because if you go with flesh wound type of arrows against fully armored enemies, you're not gonna get a lot of success. If you prepare accordingly with armor penetration, you will have a lot more success.
That's super interesting, because like my playstyle, for example, is super like hand-to-hand melee, close quarters, especially if the weapon I use. It's definitely going to be interesting getting an arrow to the back of the head out of nowhere because I'm out in the open.
Yeah, I mean, you know how injuries work today. So shooting a knee, is gonna make a willy limp, and it looks ridiculous. So especially if you shoot the other one. So I know people are gonna do this.
I used to be a fungus like
it's
you.
fine.
And then I took an arrow to the knee.
And the face.
Oh, that too. Looking at the comments here, these seem to be talking about feet. Odd. Do they have an do you have an idea for the to overhaul blunt damage with blunt objects?
Again, that's for Frank.
I see. I see.
Bone density. I think this is for Galaxy. Is bone density going to play a factor in how easy it is to split or hack off limbs?
Since bone density is also physics based, it's also a question for Frank. But I don't know. Maybe Frank wants to. Sure, don't see why not. Eventually, yeah. We're constantly. I think Frank is constantly like improving the gore, like functionality, physics based stuff. So who knows? I'll definitely bring it up at one point. Yeah.
So how did the name Willy come about? Because I'm so used to it, but sometimes like I get comments like, "Is his name really Willy?" So what's the story behind that?
There was an interview a few years or months ago. Frank was explaining the genesis of Willy. It was something about the Georgian phrase, "Peely Weely."
Pee wee wee wee.
No, Spiely Weely, something like that.
It's the silly Willy.
It wasn't. No, not silly. It's some Georgian word, I think. But there was an interview where Frank and Ivan are sitting in a room and talking about it, and I think that's when they bridge the subject.
Will Willy be a canonical character throughout HalfSword?
He's a hero. I mean, he's a celebrity already. I mean, the face of Willy is. We have one of the biggest company in the game industry right now asking us to license them the face of Willy. I can't really disclose in which game, but it's a game that has 60 million players per day. So I would say Willy is getting famous. I can take one last question, guys, then I have to bail. Okay. I've seen a very interesting question on the stage on Discord about weapons breaking and weapons getting more dull as you use them. So this is related to physics, but since we talked about it internally with the team, I can disclose a little bit on that. Will your weapons get blunted if you keep bashing it against armor? It's a very good question, and the answer is, how does it work in real life? You know, if you keep hitting a sharp blade against a breastplate, the breastplate is going to get damaged, and the blade of the sword is going to get more blunt. So it makes sense to have that happen in HalfSword as well. So I don't know if you noticed, some of you who, right now in the current demo, you see there's armor dent or being dented. It's already in, but it's not hard coded as far as, you know, as the breastplate, you know, being able, for instance, to break, or the player getting more damage because the breastplate is in bad condition, etc., etc. However, in the future, yes, you know, everything has a durability, and things could actually break because this is how things happen in real fights. So you will have to take care about your equipment. You will have to repair your equipment, and you will potentially be in a bad situation if you try to go like an idiot against a fully armored enemy. Against its armor, it could potentially break your weapon. Keep in mind, some of the hammers are made of wood. The handles are made of wood. If you hit that the wrong way against steel, it's going to have consequences.
I had an idea way back in like 0.3, relatively speaking, of like blunt damage. Just if it does enough damage to armor, it fucking just cracks it in half and breaks it off, like in real time. Would that, because this is kind of my question, because I fuck with blunt damage heavy, is there a possibility in the future where you could just like smash armor pieces off? This is probably a
So-
question for Frankie. I'm not gonna lie.
So I can answer that one because we have seen a lot of internally. There's a lot going on with procedural destructibility, more of props. So let's say, what happens to a barrel if you start hitting it with an axe? Well, it starts breaking down and you start chopping or chipping pieces off of it. So the same is for anything in game. Durability. And then repairing it.
Hell yeah.
So, yes, then also keep in mind if you have a shield which is made of wood, or if you have a shield which is made of steel, it's not the same if somebody shoots arrows on you. If you take 2 arrows to a wooden shield, the third one is probably going to break the shield, and you're gonna lose your cover. So those elements are definitely to be considered when you want to attack or assault anything in game.
Nice. So, so we kept you around for long enough. If you do need to leave, feel free to do so whenever you feel like, mate. I don't want to feel like we're just keeping you from your duties.
Hey, I think my brother is in the chat, so hello, Romain. And yes, I have to bail, guys. So thank you so much again, Moo, Bumtastik, Kepontrucken, GoodMalware, Galaxy, and Milek. I'll see you guys around.
A good one.
See you, mate. So the weather.
Well, that was informative.
Yeah,
Very.
there's. I need to think about it. I need to. I need to like sit back and watch the VOD. No, that was insane.
There was
A lot of Frankie questions.
Yeah, a lot of Frankie questions.
I'm gonna quickly check something. Cool. I'm gonna go take a leak, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
All right. Man, now I'm feeling left out, like the only one who hasn't had to go piss.
Well, you can go after him, I guess. Oh, dude.
No, but guys, I really do. We really do appreciate this. Y'all taking the time to come out and actually have a conversation about the game and everything. It's been really cool.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
It's
having
no
us.
problem. It is no problem at all. I guess a good kind of question to have while we're waiting. Has there been anything about the development for either one of you, I guess particularly Galaxy, that was kind of challenging to figure out, or something that was really difficult to integrate into the game?
Yeah, I would say the blood system that we were making was very challenging because it hasn't been done ever in Unreal Engine, because Unreal Engine does not provide the freedom for developers to code their own shader language to make blood and stuff and anything else. So that was very challenging. And Michael, our senior programmer, he has a very good talent of bringing those ideas onto the technical aspect, and eventually made his own system for it so that it works with Unreal. So that's very cool.
That is really cool.
That is very cool. So the idea is getting implemented and played around with, and I'm very happy to see that finally we have blood that isn't a decal that most games do, because if you look at the droplets now, there's a reason why they disappear, and that's because if you have too many of those droplet textures, they will basically bring down your GPU usage, VRAM stuff, and that's not good.
No.
So that's why we're going with the approach of RT blood, because then you can paint as much as you want and it keeps it there. It doesn't disappear, it just stays. So yeah.
Yeah, there have been so many times where I've been playing the game and I'm using like a blunt weapon or something like that, and I'll go across their face and we're near the barricade, and as I hit him and then I see it splatter and it'll literally catch my eye, and I'll have to stop for a second and just be like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's really appreciated.
Oh, you're welcome. That's why we do it, just for the visual aspect, to blow people's mind, be like, whoa, that's cool.
I remember when I first started playing, just seeing Willie just completely drop like a sack of shit as soon as he like gets a huge bonk on the head. Yeah, it's something you never really get over, and it's something fucking awesome about HalfSword, of like how real it feels.
There's a question from Hevadi in the Discord chat about who is responsible, who's in charge of modeling of the armor, and he says he hasn't seen a game with as much historical authenticity, and that's Ivan. That guy should be a museum curator as far as I'm concerned. Like the amount of research hours he puts in, it's crazy. Like when I'm drawing the illustrations, Ivan will say, oh, can you make this helmet a bit more German and a bit more from the region? And he will give me all the references I need. He has like a huge library of all the all the armor that he models. He has it backed up by historical finds from museums. He has it all systematized. He has a database of which artifacts were found where and categorized by regions. So yeah, he knows almost everything about armor.
Is it
and
nice
he gives
as
us
an art? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he gives us lectures on our meetings, like when we show what everyone's been doing, he will give us lectures, and when he models a piece, he will explain where it was found, like what the history is. Yeah, he knows like everything.
Yeah, that's so impressive. The medieval stuff. Like when I heard about when he talks about it, I'm like, geez, damn, I just need to sit here and just listen, because it's so interesting how he does his research. Because Assassin's Creed 1, for example, you had these devs that were so, into history and stuff, but knowing how much Ivan knows is probably even more than those teams, because the amount of armor research that he's doing, period research that he's doing. Man, I haven't seen a developer that devoted before. Like I'm impressed.
It is very impressive.
Spencer is asking me if I prefer Milanese armor or Gothic armor. I have to say aesthetically Gothic for the win. It's just, you can't beat that look. Yeah. It's amazing.
Super, yeah. I honestly, I really want to have like Gothic armor on my main character in HalfSword, but since the version of it is probably in the distant what the fuck? He like goth girls? That's insane. No, but I really want to have like Gothic armor and really detailed armor, and having that in the future will be fucking awesome. So I'm super excited about it.
Galaxy, you've gotten pinged for a question. I don't know if you're gonna know anything about this. Can the AI eventually learn different fighting styles? For example, I mainly spin kick. Could they pick up on that?
Okay, yeah. So Frank is in charge of all AI intelligence stuff. But eventually, what the AI will do is do better stuff. So.
Imagine if you're used to kicking and suddenly Willy checks your kick and your your shin splits.
Yeah. Willy is scary. Willy AI is scary, man.
I saw
one
this
time he's gonna be.
Yeah. Sorry, you go. I saw this one clip. We got some traffic jam up in here. You go first, man.
Oh, thanks. I was just making an example about Willy AI. At one point, he will beg for mercy, and then the other one he will be like, "Ha, psych," and then he pulls out a knife and just stabs you. That could happen. There's so many factors to what the AI will do. It's so how it is made. Man, I hope the goal is eventually that AI will become almost fear like AI. That's what we are so heavily inspired by. That they are smart enough to, well, communicate with each other somehow. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
There was this one moment, I got a clip of it, and I was like in tier 6, tier 7, and I was doing everything I usually do against the sword, but he used the half-sworded technique and completely rushed me. And since I didn't have leverage, he managed to like parry everything. I got like maybe 2 parries off before he just completely severed my head from my neck. And I was like, there's nothing I can do because he used the most optimal form against me since I have less leverage. And that moment really stuck out with me of how like I have to always stay on my toes and always be quick to think of the situation at hand. But
Yeah.
Defend yourself at all times.
True. Speaking more closely to them, like picking up on your movements and learning techniques, they don't really have to, because I've already seen like some of those AI. They're very responsive to what you do, and like I'll be trying to get a kick in or get them off balance, and I've watched them literally like in the middle of me doing that, kind of readjust and just start putting their weapon in the way of my foot, and like to where I'll just straight up kick their blade. So they're already so responsive to your movements. Some of them are.
And the fact they parry a good majority of the time, is just fucking. It's so scary to have like an AI that will just defend himself, especially in like a.
Do you feel like they do it when they're fighting against you, or do they do it also when, you know how you sometimes stop by and just watch 2 of them fight each other? Do they do that too?
So there was this one. Sorry,
You go.
So there was this one clip where I was parrying him because I'm like super defensive based in playstyle. I was just defending like I usually do, and then I ripped this omega giga overhead at this like Mark fuck hurtling towards his head like lightning speed, and he just checks it with his sword, the tip of his sword, and he fucking kills me. It was wild.
Oh, you mean a kick?
No, so like when I say check it, I mean like he just moves his sword, like you can see him physically move his sword slightly just to deflect it out of the way. That to me was so insane because I knew it was like intentional, because he was just guarded up. He was like, I couldn't find an opening, so I was like, I'm gonna just slug shit at him and see what happens. No, he just straight up outright parries it like a Giga Chad and kills me. There's so many clips like that on my hard drive where it's like, I get why people.
So there's enough instances of that happening to it not being a coincidence.
I think there's definitely like some AIs that have like a huge well of defense built into them and a huge well of like fearlessness, while other ones are just I think the right words are pussycats. That's the right word.
Oh yeah, I've straight up seen AI, like some of them just walk towards you like they don't even have a plan. They just stand there and don't know how to approach you. And I've seen some that like will literally utilize the dodging mechanic that's in the game. Like they'll come at you, they'll like back up for space, come at you from a different angle. It's insane seeing how different they can be.
I remember there was this one streamer, Asmongold, he was playing it, and at some point he found out that it's not actually other people he's playing, you know, computer. And he died a bit inside, like he got completely like sad that it's not people kicking his ass, it's just computer.
Yeah, it's honestly like at a point it's kind of hard to tell, and I kind of see where people come from, especially if they're new to HalfSword, that it's not real people. Like, yeah, it's definitely possible to see that perspective.
It's good enough that I can very easily I can entertain myself by pretending that it's other people.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's almost exactly 2 hours. I know exactly
Well, that went
who
quick.
Right?
That's so quick, yeah. Jeez.
I know exactly who I'm going to see if I can get on for the next stream in the future. I want to get Ivan and I want to get Frankie, Frankel. That would be awesome to have on stream. And I'll also do a few
And the ever
adjustments.
elusive McWonderbeast.
Poor guy. When I found out that he had like power outage issues, I was like, oh, I feel awful. Fuck.
Yeah. The timing as well.
Yeah.
If you manage to get Ivan on, don't forget to ask him about armor.
Armor? I'm gonna like scan over this VOD. I'll be chipping away at it like a yeah. I'm just gonna go watch over the VOD, and
Yeah. I wish we had more time because despite being the voice actor, I ended up being almost non-verbal the entire time.
what would you like to say?
Ironic.
My job is to talk, and I didn't talk very much. I don't know what else to say because you were at the Gamescom, right?
I was, yeah.
From what you saw, how did flailing perform against technique, if you saw that at all?
Flailing doesn't work. It's a false hope. You can't flail your way out of a fight with a competent opponent. It's just not gonna happen.
I was concerned about that because that's the first PvP build people got, and I wanted to know how did that.
No,
did they get it right?
I was at the booth and there was this rumor about this guy who says that he kicked everyone's ass apart from me. You know, all our guys who were at the booth, they got their ass kicked, but this one guy. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna show him. And I got destroyed by this guy.
Did he use a pole?
He was good.
Oh, and
no, because the PvP build had everyone starting with an axe, a one-handed axe, and a shield.
I see.
So you could drop those and pick other weapons from the floor, but that would basically require both players agreeing. Okay, let's pick our weapons first, and then let's fight. But yeah, I fought him with a axe, one of those sharp one-handed axes, and the shield. And yeah, kicked my ass. I kicked his ass on the second day.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, that was
so many questions.
I got humiliated. What?
I was just gonna say I have so many questions about the poleaxe mechanics and how they change in the future, but I feel like that's a question for Frankie.
Yeah, I just draw pictures, man.
Oh my god.
Cool. Is there gonna be
clear to a lot of people? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So, to be clear to a lot of people that are asking, so Ivan, the art director, actually did the voice lines like the "Be not the cause of my death." No. I only did the death sounds. That's what I did, and let us. Like the classic, the very classic Willy quotes. Let us and be the letter B. I can't scream because I have neighbors and I'll get a noise complaint and then get kicked out immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you only record in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'll scream for you, pal. It's alright. I'll take it from here.
But no, your screams of pain and your gurgling, dying sounds are spot on, man. Love them.
I hope so. Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited for EA. I really, I just can't come soon enough.
It's just if everything goes well, it's just quarter for quarter. You know, it's just a few months. Like
I don't have a fucking carpet.
a carpet.
Like somebody, so just put a thick carpet over your head and mic. I don't have my mic is my laptop. I can't just put. And these walls are paper thin. It's fucking drywall. It's the shittiest wall you could imagine.
And also, it kind of doesn't work. Like recently, I had to do some recording, and I built a whole tent out of thick duvets. And yeah, the screams get through. My neighbors thought someone was getting killed at my place.
Like, soundproofing is mostly for just preventing echo and reverb. I'm not entirely sure how effective it is at, like, ceiling sound unless you have, like, a proper thick walls with, like, specially designed absorbing material.
Yeah, but basically, if anyone out there is planning to build a kill room out of carpet, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was doing a bit.
Well, there goes my plans.
I was doing a bit for a collaboration with Bumtastik over on his channel, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs, "Peg legs! Peg legs!" I was screaming that for a good 10 minutes, and I went outside for a smoke. My neighbor's like sitting at the fucking front door. He's like, "Yeah, you alright, dude? Are you seriously good? You need help with anything? It sounds like you were in trouble." I'm like, "Oh, don't mind me, mate."
No, I was just talking to my friend Peg Legs.
Yeah, I was just talking to my monitor. Sorry, you shouldn't hear that. But yeah, doesn't matter how thick your walls are, unless you got that shit professionally done. Your neighbors might get concerned. Your voice would fit so well in game. I don't know. Do you think it would? Were there Australians back then?
When was Australia invented?
That's I don't know. Europeans.
A bit before my time. That's fine.
A bit before your time.
Did medieval people have Sheilas?
What?
Sheila.
I wonder.
Well, you wonder? Do you?
Will peg legs be in the game? Silence envelops a whole entire call. Moo, go fuck yourself promptly.
Okay. Different question. Will Peg Leg Galaxy, will you have wood gore for Peg Leg?
We must see the splinters.
Wood gore.
Oh no, not the wood gore, no.
Imagine you would have to do sawdust.
Oh shit, man.
Instead of blood, you would be the sawdust CEO instead of blood CEO.
Like trees are plants, they're not animals, so it's not like
it's a part of VFX. No, that's a part of VFX. Everything that you see visually is VFX. So yeah, even sawdust. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the training dummy might be in EA. Give it to me straight, boss.
I mean,
Hey, Mouse.
I don't see an option why it wouldn't be, because it's quite a cool dummy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise we just put Willy as a dummy instead. Fun.
Just like fucking beating a dead corpse.
Well, no, he's alive.
That's brutal. That's brutal. What's your job? What's your occupation? I get fucked up daily.
Willy is a fungus, so he can just respawn.
It's fucking canonical now, man. That's set in stone.
Yeah, it is.
So
we joke about it all the time.
If there's any other questions chat wants to ask, now's the time to do it, because we got to wrap up. We're already out by 10 minutes. Is it going to be 2v2 or 3v3 in the upcoming releases? Multiplayer, I mean.
Let's multiplayer. I don't know about multiplayer at all. Like how many players? I just know that it will be 1v1. That's all I know.
Mm.
AI wise, well, numbers can go up, but player wise, actually, I don't know. I just 1x1, I think. 1v1.
Was the original Abyss boss based on the chess pieces?
That is such a good question. I don't know I don't know actually. That's a very good question. Frank designed these little bosses, so
We gotta get in touch with
pieces?
Frankie, man.
yeah. Frank and Ivan are like, they can answer questions 90% of the time about whatever, physics and whatnot. Yeah, and history.
Will there be like a reverse script for knives? These are like fucking quick fire questions before we wrap up the stream. So like,
I can't confirm or deny.
will they add an
There's
adrenaline system?
a lot of secrecy when it comes to those questions. There's, you know,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
there's a lot of it for you guys to wait and find out. Unfortunately,
If you're hyped
Yeah.
for
But-
it and if
but
you got
what-
questions,
you know,
it's-
how exciting would it be if you found everything out? We gotta keep some mystery.
Yeah. Steam NextFest is right around the corner.
quite
Oh, it
literally.
is.
If you have a bad enough bender, you'll wake up just in time.
Or not. you have to get the bender balance just right, because if it's too much, you'll never wake up, and yeah, it sucks to be you.
Well, I think this is a good enough time than ever to say our goodbyes. So
Heck yeah. Awesome
it's
fun.
been
Wrap it
an
up.
amazing time, fellas.
Yeah, been a
Thank you
blast,
for having
guys.
us.
Thanks for having us.
No
Yeah,
problem.
absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Fingers
Heck
crossed
yeah.
we can
Woo!
manage
That's
something
fun.
like this in the future, and get Frankie
Yeah.
on board. Once we get Frankie on board,
Yes.
the sails are set.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yes, let's do it. And with
Fingers
wonderful-
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
And
Yeah.
we need to get a time decided a month in advance, just so everyone is sure they're going to be there.
Yeah, instead of a week.
Oh,
And everyone has to buy a generator just in case.
Yeah, that's generator.
all right. Well, I'm gonna end up this stream right about now.
Okay.
Oh no!